I will describe the 7 bodies. There is first is the physical body. This is the physical body. So then there are practices of physical body. What are the practices of physical body? Yoga, dance, feeling the sensation of the body. Then there are, and what is the second body is the energy body. So energy body is that which houses the 7 chakras. All those energy points are part of the second body. And the way to activate the second body, so wherever breathing is involved, you are getting into the second body practice. So in Vipassana also there is breathing involved. In yoga also with asana you also do pranayam. All the breathing practices, they are basically working on your second body. If your second body is strong, if your breathing is really good, then your first body will get protected. Your first body will remain healthy because second body is like the protection. People who have very good breathing patterns, they will not fall sick. Prana is the cosmic intelligence, the vibrations of cosmic intelligence. Very often the people who spend a lot of time in air conditioning and all, they start to block their prana because the 50% of the air is recirculating. You are getting only 50% fresh air. So your prana supply is cut off. You start to get disconnected from the cosmic intelligence. So through prana, you are connecting with the cosmos. Prana is not just, it is much beyond that. It is breathing in the vibrations. So this is the second body. Third body is what I have started to call subconscious, because emotion, when you say, people have a different kind of understanding than when I say subconscious, they're suddenly tuned into some kind of understanding. So third body is the subconscious. Now what is subconscious? Subconscious is the storehouse of all incomplete memories, something we did not live fully. When that experience was happening, I was not into it fully. I wanted to run away from that. So the experience which I lived, but I did not live, that is subconscious. Yeah, under carpet, you are slipping everything under the carpet. So there are things which are good that happen to us, we don't live them fully. There are things that are bad which happen to us, we don't live them fully. So any examples of good things we don't live fully? Let's say love. So what happens? Why we don't live fully? Let's say you get a girlfriend. You were looking for a girlfriend, you really wanted her, and then you get the girlfriend, but you don't live her fully. Why? So you have love in your life, but you don't open up. So then you are not living it fully. Or you have a fear. You may even, suppose you have a super beautiful girlfriend, right? Then what is the fear immediately? Oh, somebody will snatch her. So you are trying to set up some kind of boundaries for her. You are trying to set up some kind of a hooks so that she doesn't go away from you. Yeah, we create what is in our subconscious. If your fear is there that she will go away, then she will go away. That's going to manifest. This is a very clear understanding. This whole world is created out of vibrations. We have to understand that. Now, all these subconscious memories inside us, they carry very specific vibrations. So when you have the vibrations of fear, of incompletion, of rejection, then it does not matter how hard you try, that's what is going to manifest in your life. If you feel, if the vibration inside you, oh, I always get rejected, then however hard you try not to get rejected in your next relationship, you will end up getting rejected. You cannot do anything about it. This is third body practice. This is third body. All these subconscious, all the events that happen, that is the third body. And those emotions, they come to the second body, and then they come to the first body, and that's how we get the diseases. From where the disease is coming? It comes from your emotion. Whatever your emotions are, every emotion is bound to convert into a disease. You cannot stop it. If the emotion is there, one protection is your energy body. If your energy body is strong, see what emotion will do? Emotion will distort your breathing, and that will distort your energy body. Yes, because in when you're angry, you are breathing differently. When you are in fear, you are breathing differently. So it impacts your breathing. So what people do is when the breathing gets distorted, they practice pranayama to normalize the breathing again. Okay. Then what it does is that temporarily it will stop, it will build a wall between the emotional body and physical body. So the emotion, they stop to flow to your physical body. So that's why the people who do breathing practices, normally their bodies are healthier and they do not fall sick that easily. But the trouble is, some point of time, you will face something in life. At some point of time, you will face something in your life where emotions will take you over to such an extent that suddenly this whole protection of the second body, it has just collapsed because life thrown you in such a situation. Everything was nice and balanced, and then you had a heartbreak. You were in that relationship for a few years, and suddenly it collapsed. What happens? Suddenly there is a spurt of emotions, and then second body is not equipped to take up that kind of emotion. So the emotions will penetrate, come to your first body, you will fall sick. The working with the second body, all the breathing practices, all the chakra practices are good, but they are temporary. They will not give you a permanent kind of solution. It's just a matter of when life is going to play hard with you. There is some kind of harmony is going on, so everything is okay, you're feeling healthy, but something is there already. You will see when you start to work on the third body, then you will see that your breathing will start to become natural on its own, not by any kind of a practice. It will become natural on its own. And there is something very beautiful about breathing, you will realize. I will tell you that later. Very something interesting about breathing. In the third body, the practice is to observe the emotion. So when you start to observe the emotion, you start to become aware of the emotion, they start to lose hold over you. And your emotional body start to drop. It start to dissolve in certain extent. Even if your storehouse of emotions start to dissolve, there is a causal body, that is a fourth body, that will still cause creation of new situations and creation of new emotions. So you have to basically deal with the fourth body. Fourth body is the causal body. What is causal body? Causal body is that it has created a cause. For example, it has created a longing. It has created, okay, let me call causal body as pattern. Let's say I am insecure. This is the causal body. Now this I am insecure, even if you deal with the emotions of sadness, but if this pattern remains, then it will create more emotions. So you have to go from emotions to energy patterns. Every pattern lives inside us in certain kind of an energy structure. Every pattern, every event you have lived in your whole journey of so many past lives, or if you don't believe in past life, it's okay. Since your childhood, you have lived so many emotions. You have lived so many incidents. You feel so unfortunate about so many things. Everything has gone into the emotional body. But why it is going in the emotional body? Because we have a cause. We are born with a cause. And that cause is saying, I am insufficient. So unless you break that cause, the fourth body, you will not be able to deal with the third body also. So in this practice of Quanto Life, we go deep into the fourth body. And what is the fourth body? Every incident, every issue inside us, every pattern is living as energy structures. So we observe the energy structures in this. In this practice, we are not observing emotions. Yes, we go through emotions, but we go to the energetic structures that live inside us. So that is why this practice is extremely important and very effective. It is far more effective than any other pranayam, any other observation practices, meditation practice I am teaching is far, far more effective. Yes, fourth body is the most important out of the four bodies, but there are three more. So the fourth body is the causal body. Fifth body, that cause that I am insufficient was only a fuel for me to grow. Yeah, like I am insufficient. That was just an engine. Purpose was something different. Purpose was the evolution. I had the desire to become larger, to become bigger. I want to be more intelligent. I want to be more creative, more courageous, more healthy. This is the desire of evolution. But when we cannot get connected with that desire directly, what we do is we create an engine. I'm not sufficient. I'm not enough. I'm not good enough. Yeah, it's like my desire is to become better and better. But I'm not connected with that desire, so that desire is not acting on me. So what then I did in the this is the fifth body desire, that I want to become better in all respect. But it is very difficult to live from fifth body. Very, very difficult. Unless you have dealt with. So when this pattern will break, that I am not good enough, it will merge into the fifth body. The fourth body merges into the fifth. You do not then need this engine of I am not good enough. You don't need the engine. You can just move just by your desire that I want to expand myself. But when it was not possible for you to connect to this consciousness that I want to evolve, then you created this fourth body. The fourth body was I am not good enough. So then you keep trying hard because it was so difficult to live from fifth body. So you created the fourth body. But when you become conscious of this, you can work directly on the fourth body, and then this will merge into the fifth body. So unless you become aware of the fourth body, it is not possible for you to reach. So fifth body is the consciousness. The consciousness is our desire for evolution. So this is the fifth body. Now what is the sixth body? Sixth body is the cosmic qualities. In the beginning there was cosmos, but that cosmos had no qualities. It was not creating. There was no. So the sixth body is our realization of that I am a superconscious being. Third body is like I am a subconscious being. But in sixth body, the realization is that I am a superconscious being. And what is the seventh body? Seventh body is that through where everything got created. The final consciousness is the journey from darkness to light. That is the seventh body. You are pure consciousness. You are spread in the whole of the cosmos. Einstein said everything in the cosmos, every object, spatially, that you see the chair as form here, but actually chair extend to the whole cosmos. So you are sitting here, I'm seeing your body here, but actually your body is in whole cosmos. Your presence is there in the whole cosmos. So all of us are present in the whole cosmos. That's why we all are interconnected. When you start to reach to your fifth body or to sixth body, and seventh body is like completely experience of how interconnected we are. From that state of oneness, you again come to the separation. So you will touch that for a moment, and then you become painful for a long time. But what if that state of consciousness remains with you? Why is that we are able to touch that consciousness only for a moment? Why? Because we are penetrating through these seven bodies. We are penetrating through these seven bodies. Just get a glimpse, and then all our weight of our patterns, of our subconscious, it pulls us back. So the only way you can remain in this experience, if you want to remain in the experience of consciousness, only way is when you consciously dissolve your subconscious. You have to dissolve your patterns. If your patterns are not dissolving through pranayam, through meditation, through observation, you can reach the state which is like blissful, but it is not going to sustain. It will not sustain. It will not last long because those heavy weight of subconscious is already pulling you down. So what you have to do, start to cut off those weights. If you start to dissolve, if these patterns If the subconscious of yours, if it start to dissolve, then what will start to happen? Then you can go state of consciousness and you can stay in that much longer. And if your subconscious is fully dissolved, which is an extremely difficult task, but if it is fully dissolved, then you can be in the consciousness all the time. Even when you are talking to someone, even when you are playing, whatever you are doing, you will still be in the consciousness.